All right, YouTube. This Detroit's HPTV coming to you out of Detroit. Back with another video on this Wednesday afternoon. Listen, we got to talk about it. Let's talk about, I got a couple topics. One topic is how these immigrants are protesting leaving. They're saying, oh, we're not going nowhere. But let's also talk about Michelle Obama. Michelle Obama sends out a report that she's not going to attend the inauguration. Okay, she gets a lot of cheers from the left. Go, sister, show your strength, or what that's supposed to be. She also didn't go to Jimmy Carter's funeral with Barrack. Is it really because she can't stand to be in the same room with Donald Trump? Now, her husband, Barack Obama, is a career politician. That's why you see him sitting next to Trump, laughing and joking. And the left is mad because Barack was friendly toward Donald Trump. Even though Barack Obama served as president for 8 years, and all the living presidents were there with their wives. It was protocol. Mike Pence's wife, she didn't want to be there. She didn't want to shake Trump's hand or whatever because she felt that Trump was hostile toward Mike Pence. Hillary and Bill was there. And everybody knows Hillary can't stand Donald Trump. And he can't stand her. Melania was there. Kamala was there with her husband. Michelle said she wasn't going to show obstinate defiance to the president-elect. Even though it was Jimmy Carter's funeral. It wasn't about Trump. It was about the passing away of Jimmy Carter, a Democratic president who passed away at 100 years old. Then she releases the photo of her at Hawaii. Okay, you having fun. Sister girl stuff, right? Sister magic. Then she releases a report that she's not going to go to the inauguration either with Barrack. Is she really disrespecting Donald Trump or showing defiance to Donald Trump? Or is she disrespecting her husband? Is she defying Barrack? Because if they're on the same page, then why didn't Barrack stay home with her? If they're on the same page, why didn't she go with Barrack? A united front. Women that love their husbands, they stand with their husbands in the face of adversity, in the face of enemies, in uncomfortable situations, because they are a united front, a husband and his wife. How many of you women out there really would allow your husband to go to an event like that by himself and follow protocol, and you deliberately don't go, and the topic be about you not going? Is she disrespecting Trump, or is she disrespecting Barrack? Is she making Trump look weak, or is she making Barrack look weak? See, a lot of you out there will say, she don't have to go nowhere. She don't have to do nothing. Trump is this and Trump is that. What does that have to do with her husband? What does that have to do with protocol? What does that have to do with the presidency? What did it have to do with Jimmy Carter's funeral? So who is she disrespecting? Donald Trump? Is Michelle really disrespecting Donald Trump because Barrack sat there, laughed, and talked with Trump as a politician, knowing he campaigned for Kamala Harris, knowing his wife campaigned for Kamala Harris. He accepts the defeat in the election. And Michelle doesn't stand with him. So what are we supposed to assume? That Barrack has less integrity than Michelle? That Barack Obama is weaker than Michelle? That Michelle is like Medea? She's the backbone of the Obama family? I watched a video where it was a guy in the military and he was talking about how black women are perceived in other countries. Now, you may not care how Hollywood has portrayed you in the movies and music and, you know, the twerking and the different things they show in media. But the whole world looks and they notice because it's the story now. Michelle Obama didn't go to Jimmy Carter's funeral. Michelle Obama let everybody know she won't be attending the inauguration. Michelle Obama will not be standing with Barrack. Does Barack Obama have less integrity than Michelle? Is Barack Obama weaker than Michelle? Because Barack Obama went and showed his presence and paid respect to Jimmy Carter, a president who lived to be 100 years old, who was a Democrat. What do you take from this? Because the whole world is watching. And the people on the left, they want to show some type of hollow victory, which is virtual signaling, the so-called moral high road. But how many of you women wouldn't stand with your man, your husband, the father of your children, one of the most powerful men in the world? Would you actually make it about you? Releasing pictures of you in Hawaii on vacation while the country is paying respect to a fallen president? So I know a lot of you want to be so-called radical, so-called woke, so-called conscious, that you don't understand protocol. You don't understand diplomacy, but you claim to be intelligent. You claim to take a moral high road or some type of superior position morally. But you celebrate obstinance. You celebrate bad behavior. You celebrate intolerance like it's nothing. Like you can't see that that was a bold move. Because now the story is about Barrack laughing and being chummy with Trump while Michelle defiantly stayed home. Really? And a lot of you think she disrespected Trump by not going. She didn't disrespect Trump because Melania was sitting right next to him. Pence's wife was sitting right next to him. Hillary was sitting right next to Bill. Kamala was sitting right next to her husband. They were all present. But Michelle, she looked at the disgruntled left, the Jasmine Crockett's and Ilhan Omar's, Rashida Tlaib, these defiant protests. We're not going to the inauguration. We will not respect the president-elect. because we're morally superior. He's a bad man, but he's the president-elect of the United States of America. He won the popular vote, the Senate, the House, the presidency, the Supreme Court. The people voted for him, the American people. This is American politics. You even have people saying, oh, Michelle's not into politics. She was definitely into politics. She campaigned hard and talked about Trump like a dog. And it was politics. A lot of you believed the narrative that was coming out of the left. Y'all believed that there was fascism going on. Y'all believed the rhetoric that they were using to win an election. And you dug your heels in front of the world. See, this is a global society. The internet has made it even more informative about what's going on in other countries. And you celebrate Michelle, a black woman, defiantly not standing with her man. Or maybe her man is weak. Is that the narrative? That she's stronger than her man. She's Medea. She's sister girl magic. She's the stereotype that you uplifted when you wanted to put in a cosplaying chameleon as president. And you think it's a good look. And you celebrate it. How many of you out there really wouldn't stand with your man? If your man was a drug dealer and you knew it, and he bought you all kind of Birkin bags and purses, and when he went to jail, would you immediately leave and find you another man? Or what if you made more money than your man? Would you look down on him and talk to him reckless and crazy and say that you were the breadwinner? Would you usurp his authority? Because going with Barrack and showing the united front was way more important than her dislike for Donald Trump. Think about that. Now, my second story, or the story I want to get into, is from, I'm going to react to Michi X. How many of y'all out there know Michi X? Michi X is from Detroit. And Michi X has been vlogging and been an activist for a minute. And I want to show you this story that she's doing about how the immigrants are protesting, saying they won't go. No matter what, they won't go. But these liberals, they let them into this country by the millions. And when they came across that border, they came to our communities. Not only did they come to our communities, taking jobs and resources, they came bringing narcotics that was so strong and so cheap and so accessible that thousands of people lost their lives to drug overdose. And they saying that they won't go. They're protesting in Chicago against Black Chicago citizens' interests, refusing to go. And these liberals on the left are emboldening them. Look at what they're finding out about who's lighting fires. Look at what's really going on. And think about it. Now, without further ado, I'm going to get into this clip. Shout out to Michi X. This is for fair use since the 1976 Copyright Act, education and commentary, and the First Amendment. Let's look at this.
Calling this I guess, the Kitchen Chronicles. I have been on my computer all day, so the last place I want to be right now is on that big ass computer with lights and cameras all in my face trying to make professional videos. I feel like I can get the point across without all of that, okay? So we're going to do this shit right here in the kitchen, okay? Because I got to eat dinner. But, y'all, so now, I mean, we got a lot of shit going on, but on top of all of this shit going on, we got these immigrants, okay? They out here protesting, y'all. They got the nerve in Fresno to be protesting.
Hundreds coming out demanding an end to deportation operations, many doing it on behalf of others fearing a similar fate.
I've personally gone to work, picked fruit at the fields with my mom, so I see the hard work that they put every single day out there, whether it's cold or hot, and I know how much being here means to them.
While there were waves of support, some were not so friendly, but the main focus for many during the demonstration was staying at ease.
They are in Chicago protesting.
Right now in Pilsen, many people brave the cold to protest Donald Trump's plan for mass deportation of migrants. As Sade Gray tells us tonight, they want to send a message not only to the president-elect, but to local leaders as well.
The administration of President-elect Donald Trump says they will focus on Chicago to initiate raids and deportation of undocumented immigrants. That's why more than 50 organizations have gathered here in Pilsen to send a message.
And you know, they coming for Chicago. The borders are said that that's the first place that he is going. And people are really upset in Chicago and are really welcoming that, right? That's actually something that they want. This is the voice of what the people have to say in Chicago.
You all sit up there and said you will not allow Trump to come in here and get these illegals. Yeah, you can smile. We're in $1 billion deficit. And you spent half of our money, half of that on illegals. You campaign and double down that you would not raise property taxes.
I won't raise your property taxes.
You wanted to raise our taxes $300 million. They shut it down. Now we back here for $150 million. Okay. See, this is what we asking now. Since you want to crash out, some of y'all said y'all willing to go to jail for it. Trump, Tom Homan, make an example out this Negro right here first. Please come here first, because you know what? We're going to help you. We want a forensic.
Ma'am, I would ask that you keep your, hold on a second. Stop her time. Stop her time. Just a second. Stop her time. Ma'am, I would ask that you, if you want to continue speaking, you have to make sure that your language is appropriate, okay? All right.
Alex.
Okay, you can begin her time again.
You're going to spend our tax dollars to go, Michael Rodriguez, you said to take Trump to court to protect these illegals. That's cool, because we about to make all of y'all aldermen famous. Y'all think this is how it's going to ride? I think not.
Mr. Brandon Johnson, I'm up here. I am speaking right now, so I would love your undivided attention, please. I'll wait. So this just proves to you the lack of leadership that you show in this city. You can't even give me straight eye contact. Now, I'm going to let you know now, the people of Chicago, we're done with you. It is insane how we have been voting Democrat for over 60 plus years, and we've never seen a change from people like you, Lori Lightfoot, Robbie Emanuel. It is insane. Chicago was 37% red. In 2020, it was only 15%. So we're waking up. So you can pretend that this isn't happening, but I know for a fact that you will not have that seat the next election.
You so strong about protecting those aliens, but you won't do nothing for the U.S. citizens.
I got a great way how we can what we can do with this budget. First, let's start with cutting off illegals, getting free everything. Free housing, free schooling, free food. Yeah, let's start with that. That'll save us a lot of money. What, $600 million? Let's start there. Then let's start with your salary. You are going down in history as the worst mayor in America. Let's start with cutting yours. You making too much money. Let's start there. You Democrats, and you remember you told us to defund the police? Remember, you ran on that. Remember, you was to defund the police? Let's start with that. Let's defund the police detail that you have. And let's put the police back in our neighborhood, because we're not for defunding the police. Won't you just practice what you preach? Remove all the details. We saw you coming in today. You had all the police presence. So let's take some of that away.
Shout out to Chicago. I understand you mad as hell. I'm mad as hell with y'all, okay? Now, you got these folks out here protesting, and I guess one of the things that I find really offensive myself as an American, y'all tell me how offended this makes you. Like, they're out here and everybody is screaming and protesting about the Constitution and what they have the right to do.
The CPD advisory, which is based on Chicago's welcoming city ordinance designed to protect undocumented immigrants, mirrors the Illinois Trust Act, a state law which prohibits law enforcement from cooperating with U.S. immigration and customs enforcement officials. That means police can't collect or provide information about a person's immigration status.
If you look at even a memo by the Chicago Police Department, they have also said that it's unconstitutional.
Now, somebody correct me if I am wrong, but if you are an immigrant, you're not an American citizen if you are here illegally and you don't have any paperwork. You're not a citizen of America. So how are you talking to us about motherfucking constitutional rights? Shouldn't those constitutional rights apply to American citizens? If you are not an American citizen, what the fuck are you talking to me about constitutional rights for? Like, is that just me? Is something wrong with me? Or y'all feel what I'm saying? I don't understand why they want to keep standing on that shit. So that's offensive for one. Then we got these DACA babies out here.
With immigration picking up, people like us, it motivated me even more because I am a dreamer. I'm a DACA recipient, so it hits home.
This man, going by his first name Osvaldo, says he helped organize the protest, matching similar demonstrations in Bakersfield.
And no offense, but if you need to take offense, take offense. Fuck these DACA kids, okay? Do y'all know that DACA babies come in here, these dreamer kids, okay? These are children of the immigrants, and they come in here, they get free school, they get all kind of opportunity that they do not give to American people. Now, we are upset about all of the funds and the stuff that they have been giving these immigrants. And it is ridiculous. I don't think some of us even know the half of what they have been given. There are places where immigrants are in apartments fully furnished with 2 years of rent, fully paid, no utilities and nothing you have to pay, okay? So this is what they're being given. Last time I checked, they're not giving this to any vets that are out there on the street homeless. You see what happened in California, right? In them LA fires and stuff. I don't see them. I bet they won't be helping no Americans, especially not no black people with none of this stuff, right? They're not finna do nothing for us like this. Where's some 2 years of rent-free, fully furnished apartments for Americans who have actually given their lives damn near for the freedoms of this country that they claim that we have? They keep giving it.
Let me stop Michi for a minute. I want you to see this on CNN. These sisters on CNN, they are celebrating, saying Michelle Obama is bucking tradition. Michelle Obama is going against American tradition. I thought that it was Trump and everybody else that was anti-American. I mean, like, look who they got. The usual suspects. Enforcing every stereotype it is. Medea. Wow. Y'all don't see it?
Everybody else, or for all of the taxpayers that are American and are paying taxes in this damn country, right? And have been here all of their goddamn lives, were born here, and this is our country. You ain't got no help for nobody that's struggling in this economy right now that's an American, but y'all got so much for all of these people, right? So in being offended at that, you should also know that they have all kind of stuff for immigrants they've been giving them. Immigrants without even citizenship. No citizenship. You can come over here on asylum, and there are home loans that they can get. It's not based on their credit score or nothing because you don't have no credit score. You ain't got no goddamn social security number. So they are over here just giving them all kind of advantages. They have always done that. Then they got these DACA babies. I have a question for American babies. How many of you have gone off to college or school and you owe a debt? And if you could get from underneath your student loan debt with a dumbass degree that 9 times out of 10 don't really turn into no real career for a whole lot of people. I know. I have 2 bachelor's degrees, okay? Ask me if I've ever used any of them. No. I have a great living that I make, right? And a way that I live. But my degrees didn't afford me that, right? My motivation, my hard work, and my business sense, and the businesses that I run made me that. My degrees didn't help me with none of that, okay? But I'm definitely stuck with a student loan bill. And I could pay it, but I don't pay it because, shit, if DACA babies ain't got to pay it, y'all gonna be asking me for that shit to the day I die, okay? So I just think that it's real disrespectful. And you see them out here talking about, well, I'm a dreamer, baby. Get your ass on and dream some goddamn where else, okay? And then I think the last thing that bothers me, I don't know. This doesn't have anything to do with being American. This has everything to do with being a black woman. Like, why? And every time we see so many other people in this country get put before black people, we have not received no reparations. They ain't got nothing to help black folks with, and they owe us. Let's be clear. Let's be real clear about that, okay? Nobody is begging for a handout. Like, our ancestors were promised 40 acres and a meal. So what does that cost today? What is the cost of that? Because they never gave those reparations to black people. So if we are the descendants of them, then y'all still owe that payment. There are companies that are billion-dollar companies that made their wealth and shit off of the backs of slavery, and this is why they are even wealthy today. I think they owe us something, right? So that's a whole nother scenario. It ain't a begging thing. You actually owe us, but you out here giving handouts to everybody else. And then in the midst of all of this, it's always one Negro who in the crowd talking about help these folks. Okay, maybe it's 2 Negroes that's always in the crowd screaming about helping all of these other people.
Sanctuary city.
That's right.
We're not going to allow Trump, ICE, or anybody else, members of the city council, like Lopez, to change that, are we?
No.
So we got a big fight ahead of us. But we're going to win this one. We're going to win this one. Coming out the gate, we're going to win this one.
I'm sick of it. So anyway, with everything else going on, y'all, we got these immigrants out here protesting. Like, that's their right. You don't have no rights. You ain't no citizen. You shouldn't have no rights. You shouldn't have no rights. Just like the people in prison that they got out there fighting them damn fires in Los Angeles, paying them slave wages. And I am tired of y'all talking about the jobs that y'all work, how y'all gonna provide so much for the American people, how we gonna eat without y'all. Really? Really? Let's be clear about the immigrants that come into this country and they working in fields and they pick and they do the farming. Guess what? Americans would do that job if you gave them a legal wage. I am so tired of everybody acting like Americans are lazy. No, baby, we're not lazy. We're just not desperate enough for you to put us somewhere, pay us a slave wage and work us for $2 damn an hour, $5 an hour. See, let's keep this in perspective. A lot of those people that are out there working in those farming jobs and all of these jobs, y'all scream the immigrants, keep everything going, they're being paid illegal wages. The reason Americans don't work those jobs is because, baby, you got to pay us a legal wage. So when you shut that motherfucking shit up and you start paying a real, legal, livable wage, then Americans would take those jobs. Until then, especially for the black people, baby, we've already been slaves and built this country on the backs of our ancestors. I'll be damned if we be slaves willingly.
Shout out to Michi X. I guess you heard what she has to say. But again, what are we doing here? I mean, like, the left is very intolerant and very hostile against conservative views. You know, you got Jasmine Crockett fighting on the Congress floor. so that men can use the same bathrooms and play sports with girls? That's what we want. That's why we send them to Congress, and that's another part of our DEI hire or affirmative action, whatever you want to call it, that she actually thinks that I want a man playing sports with my granddaughter, sharing the same bathroom with my granddaughter. That's a no-brainer. That's an affirmative no. But these are the agendas and the issues that they push. And they out front as if they represent us, cheering Michelle on as she disrespects her man, cheering this dysfunction on. I think not. I think not. You know, and they making all kind of wild allegations as if Trump is in danger or whatever. That would be the left's worst nightmare. Because do you still think that we would allow you to transgender our children, keep that border open, tax the hell out of us with no representation? Think again. Think again. Well, this Detroit's HPTV comes to you out of Detroit. Support the channel. Support the nonprofit Detroit's Black Thought and Acts Collective. The cash apps in the channel description. Also, as always, salute to all patriots and keep your head on a swivel. Like, share, and subscribe. Peace.